Good morning, midlifers. Coming to you from the streets of downtown Salt Lake City this morning on a brisk December day. I don't usually stay in the city because when I come up here for work, I often stay a little bit on the outskirts at a property that's not too far from our company office. But we had a company Christmas party last night, and it was actually in the city. So I decided to spend the night down here and thought it might be kind of nice to just get up for a little morning walk and take a walk around the downtown area of Salt Lake. It's not as big as a lot of other cities, but it's very navigable, and there's a lot more to do here than people probably thinks about. So I thought maybe what we'd do is just take a little walk around the city, see some of the sights, check out some of the elements maybe of the church. As you know, the Latter-day Saints Church is very prominent, particularly headquartered in Salt Lake. But it's really an amazing structure, particularly the temple, the architecture of all of that area. But there's a really vibrant nightlife, and there's a lot of apartments, loft-type apartments that have been opened in the last few years. So let's just keep taking a look, see what we can find. The inversion is really prominent today, and that's when the fog sits extremely low in the valley, and if you actually, the higher up you go, the clearer it gets. So up in the mountains of some of the ski resorts, the sun is probably shining right now, but as you can see, it's really very foggy, and hopefully that will burn off. It's been that way the last couple days since I've been up here, but let's go see what we can find and learn a little bit more about Salt Lake.
Girl, some guy brought a Satan to your happy world. You need love, but you're afraid that if you give in, someone else will come along and suck you to your game. One bad apple don't spoil the whole bunch, girl.
Oh, give it one more try before you give up on love.
One bad apple don't spoil the whole bunch, girl.
Right in the middle of Temple Square, and as you can see, very good view of the Church of Latter-day Saints. As I mentioned, the architecture is really stunning. This whole area has a lot of different buildings all surrounding elements of the church. This building right here is the Joseph Smith Memorial Building. There's museums and so forth inside. If you're not familiar with the Latter-day Saints Church and the major players in that church, Joseph Smith started the Latter-day Saints movement and carried on and brought really to this area, Salt Lake City, by Brigham Young. So it's worth doing a little bit of research to find out more about it, the Mormon Church, and exactly what it is they believe. It's just another version of Christianity. It has a little extra, in my opinion, it has a little bit of extra elements associated with in it that traditional Christianity or Catholicism and Protestantism does not contain, but it's fascinating nonetheless. It's estimated that about Some people say about 50%. Others say as much as 75% of the population of Utah are members of the Latter-day Saints Church. But there are many people that live and work here that are not actual members of that church and practice a variety of different religions. So, but it's definitely an influence within the state of Utah, and it's really fascinating. So check it out.
Give it one more try before you give up on love.
One bad apple don't spoil the whole bunch, girl.
Oh, I don't care what they say. I don't care what you've heard
I've been noticing you, baby, for a long, long time. I'm not ashamed to tell the world that you really messed up my mind. Girl, to me, you're like a dream come true. I'd rather hurt myself than to ever hurt you.
Thought I'd take a little bit of time here just to check out the City Creek Shopping. And the complex is actually both the indoor and outdoor. This is the sort of the center of it right here. And as you can see, there's entries and stores that are contained on the outside, as well as on the inside. I thought what I would do is maybe just to get a little warm, because I've been out here for a little while now and it's still pretty brisk. Thought I would just take a quick walk through it and walk across the pedestrian bridge. Just a very nice mall, a lot of good stores, pretty similar to what you got at home, I'm sure. Just something a little bit different, and just kind of let everyone know that Salt Lake and Utah are just like any other major city or mid-sized city. They have all of the conveniences, and it's not all crazy religious and, you know, church-related items or processes. So I'm actually enjoying giving you a chance to get to see some of this. Let's go ahead and take a walk across the pedestrian bridge onto the Nordstrom side. Welcome back. Standing on the grounds of the University of Utah here just outside of Salt Lake, just a couple miles outside the city, really. But it actually sits up on the hills, and if you can see behind me, you can take a look at some of the mountains. There has been a little bit of snow in this particular area. I think Thanksgiving week they had some snow. As you can see, the snow is on the ground here, but a lot of it's melted now. Behind me is the main library complex, the Marriott Library, and it's a beautiful campus. It is on a hill, and many of the buildings are on a grade. So if you have to, if you come to the campus here, you do have to walk up a considerable grade. So you get your exercise here for sure. I'll take a look at some other areas as well. This is the main complex here. A little bit further off down there is where the campus bookstore and some of the administration buildings. A lot of the classroom buildings are here. And we'll also get a chance to see Rice-Eccles Stadium, which is the football stadium for the University of Utah. The campus is probably a bit somber today since the Utah Utes, that's their mascot, they lost last night in the Pac-12 championship to Oregon. And there was a lot of anticipation about them going to the Rose Bowl, and even some outside speculation that they might have been actually playing for the college playoff, #1 college team. But that's not going to happen, and they did not win the Pac-12 last night, so they won't be going to the Rose Bowl. They will be going to another bowl, not sure which one. But so there's probably a lot of disappointed students, faculty, and really the population of Salt Lake. They since they do not have a pro football team in this area, the university is really strongly supported. So let's take a look around campus and just see some of the beautiful surroundings and enjoy the campus itself.
All the girls and boys
standing outside right now of everybody's favorite place, the campus bookstore. This is where you can get everything U related, apparel, all kinds of souvenirs, coffee mugs, that sort of thing. And this is where it's all done, as well as the textbooks and things that the students use for classes and courses and so forth. So hope you had a chance to get a little glimpse of what the University of Utah is like. And I think now maybe what we do, let's head to the mountains, huh? It's not that far away. Let's check it out. Welcome to Park City, Utah. This is one of the very famous ski resorts. This particular area has several ski resorts in it, but Park City is well known because it has a pretty vibrant nightlife as well, and it's only 35 minutes from Salt Lake Airport, so it's really easy to get to. Just come out on Interstate 80. There's not a lot of mountain roads in order to reach it, so it's a really cool place, but it's also quite trendy. And because it's trendy, it's very expensive, particularly for the skiing and tourism accommodations. Skiing here is really expensive. Deer Valley, in fact, their lift ticket price for a single day is now up to $150 for a walk-up price. So it is quite expensive. A lot of the locals and Utah residents actually don't ski here because it's too costly. So this is very much a tourist area, but they have a really cool historic street, and that's where we're actually heading right now. It's like an old west town, but very modern. A lot of different bars, shops, all kinds of restaurants and things like that. So we'll go check that out and spend some time also taking a look at the you can see in the background in some of these, you can see some of the hills from Park City Ski Resort, because it is right here. Deer Valley and the canyons are a little bit further away, not too far, just a couple miles. But this is a really cool place, and let's go check it out. It's part of the Old West.
People are strange when you're a stranger. Faces look ugly when you're alone. Women seem wicked when you're unwanted. Streets are uneven when you're down. When you're strange, faces come out of the rain. When you're strange, no one remembers your name. When you're strange, when you're strange, when you're strange. strange when you're a stranger. Faces look ugly when you're alone. Women seem wicked when you're unwanted. Streets are uneven when you're down. When you're strange, faces come out of the rain. When you're strange, no one remembers your name. When you're strange, when you're strange, when you're strange. Alright, yeah.
I thought I'd stop into Park City Ski Resort and just check it out. They got a beautiful little village here. We've got some ice skating going on. All kinds of little shops in this village, and of course surrounded by some just amazing terrain as far as the skiing and the hills. So it's just a beautiful place. Again, it is very trendy up here, so a lot of these places are extremely expensive retail shops, and a lift ticket in Park City, well, maybe not quite as expensive as it is over at Deer Valley. It's still running about $120 a day for a lift ticket. I'm actually going to do some skiing tomorrow. I'm going to Brighton Resort, so looking forward to that. Brighton is not too far from here, but there's not a direct way to get from this area, so you have to kind of go all the way around the valley and then down into an area called Cottonwoods, and that's what I'm going to do tomorrow. But let's take a look at some of these runs if we can.
You're strange, no one remembers your name. When you're strange, when you're strange, when you're strange. People are strange when you're a stranger. Faces look ugly when you're alone. Women seem wicked when you're unwanted. Streets are uneven when you're down. When you're strange, faces come out of the rain. When you're strange, no one remembers your name. When you're strange, when you're strange, when you're strange. Alright, yeah. When you're strange, faces come out of the rain. When you're strange, no one remembers your name. When you're strange, when you're strange, when you're strange.
Good morning. Coming to you from what is now rainy Salt Lake, which was snowy this morning, and we're on our way up to Brighton Ski Resort. What I needed to do was stop in here at Ski and See to grab a set of rentals, and while it might be easier for me to actually rent them up there, it's considerably less expensive if you go to kind of an off location. They have a much better selection of equipment and prices. I probably saved about half, 50% of what it would cost me to rent equipment right there at the resort. So they're just about 3 or 4 miles away. There may be some question as to whether I'm going to get up there or not, because the rental car I have is not four-wheel drive and I do not have chains with it. So we're going to have to play that one by ear. I've got the whole day though. I'm hoping that it's not raining up there. I believe it is still snowing. But right now it's raining here, and that's horrible for skiing. So let's go in, get some equipment, and get squared away. Okay, we got ourselves situated. Got some good equipment. Also learned that there is a shuttle bus that'll go up to the resort, so I don't have to worry about the four-wheel drive and the chains and all of that stuff. It has stopped raining right now, so that could be a good sign, but I don't want to take a chance of those roads not being open. So I'm going to take this little shuttle bus a few miles up, and that'll take me up to the resort, and I don't have to worry about it at all. So let's go. Hello, skiers. Welcome to Brighton. We finally made it after quite a long bus ride to come up the mountain. They had a big snowstorm in here, chains and four-wheel drive vehicles, so I actually had to park. Took the shuttle bus up, but it took over an hour to get up here because of the traffic. So we made it. I checked in, got my lift ticket. Hey, tip, if you're looking for good prices on lift tickets, I went to liftopia.com and I ordered this about 5-6 days ago, and I got it for $39. Normal ticket here at Brighton is anywhere from $92 to $100 a day for the lift ticket. I got it for $39 online. It's non-refundable, so be careful, but you can usually find good deals. It's about a 70% savings. So I'm about ready to saddle up here, get on the first lift to go on up the top, and I will see you at the top of the mountain. We made it, top of the mountain, and first run of the season. We're just starting to get a little bit of snow, and as you can see from this, pretty amazing. I'm going to see you at the bottom.
granada book. The big chop in my child who all childhoods. The big town pissing child for big now hoods. The big chop young lightly than lights hurt. Oh, gonna hurt some. The child town. Gonna hurt some. Walk my baby. The child, press the child hurts. The big child, crisp the child, tea the child hurts. The big child, bust the child, like them child hurts. The big child, like them walk, the child hurts. Oh, gonna hurt some. The child, gonna hurt some. Walk my baby. Child, child, stay onto the street, let him miss the child, only boy tonight, kick the ball, turn the speed and back again. Oh boy, you've been forgotten. Child, child, stay onto the street, let him miss the child, only boy tonight, kick the ball, turn the street and back again. Oh boy, you've been forgotten. monkey but not no boogie. Oh, gonna hurt some. Child, hurt some. Walk my baby, yeah.
It is coming down. We had a little break in the snow there for a while, but it's starting up again. And let me see if I can get a quick little video going down the mountain here. I absolutely love when they get the little ones out and get them starting at such a young age. It's so cool. Let's do it ourselves. They're teaching them how to pizza. Taking them through the trees. That's so cool. Look at the trees. Simply stunning. Well, that wraps up today at Brighton. Got a few hours in today. I want to get back down the mountain before it's been snowing, so I want to get back down before there's a chance that I might not get back down. Been waiting on the shuttle bus now. That shuttle bus is probably running about 35-40 minutes behind schedule because of the snow. So hopefully it'll be here real soon. What a beautiful day. One thing I have to say that was kind of disappointing is whenever you rent equipment from someone else, it's never going to fit like your own equipment. And unfortunately the boots they gave me were a little bit smaller today. I should have gone with my gut instinct and told them that I wasn't comfortable in the boots, but I thought, well, they'll be okay once I get squared away. But yeah, it was very painful because they were probably about a size too small. So I absolutely love this weather. It's incredible. I don't know if you can tell how the snow's coming down, but it's not too crowded here today. It's actually, the lift lines weren't bad, which is odd, but it's still early in the season. And kind of the first weekend in December, there's not, a lot of people aren't thinking about coming up here yet. A lot of the lifts aren't open either, but most of the terrain is covered. So the conditions were great. I mean, it was powder everywhere. You know, the lift lines were not bad at all, but some of the lifts aren't open, so the entire mountain isn't open. And maybe I'll get a chance to come back up here in January. I know I'm going to be making a trip up here. I don't know if I'm going to include skiing or not. I might give one of the other resorts a try. This was my first time at Brighton, though, so I've skied all the resorts that are in the Cottonwood area. This being my last one. I think of the four, Alta is probably my favorite, and one of the reasons is that they do not allow snowboarders at Alta. It's skiers only, so you have a lot less out of control people on the mountain. snowboarders tend to be a little bit more out of control. And that's one of the reasons. The conditions at Alta are always very good. Big, wide open trails as well, too. So that's it from Brighton today. Heading back to Salt Lake Airport. I've got a flight tonight. And then, believe it or not, I've got to turn around and come back up here tomorrow night because I had an unscheduled meeting for work on Tuesday. So I'll be home for about 18 hours, and then I got to get back on a plane and come back. But Utah is an amazing state. I absolutely love the winter sports here, and hopefully you'll get a chance to try this out. If you like this video and the other videos I've done, please click on subscribe to the channel. And every time I post a new video, you'll get notified of that. And keep following me along with all these adventures. I know we're in our midlife right now, but if you're in a crisis, just consider me your crisis counselor. That's it from Utah. Have a great day.